Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to
2018.
Interactive Friction, Season 3 intro-ish. We are going to start by watching the first initial gameplay trailer of Watch Dogs from the Ubisoft press conference and talking about what we thought the game was going to be like based on that trailer.
And a lot of like just what did we expect back then?
Yeah.
What was I thinking back in 2012 when we first saw this? Because
Yeah,
my
what the-
expectations for this game were very high until about the time they started showing gameplay right before release.
Yeah.
But like when I first saw this trailer, like it looked great.
You lie to everyone.
And I mean, at the time, I kind of expected it wasn't going to look this good in the final release because it never does. This is not the first trailer that does that. That's done that.
Yeah.
And it will not be the last by a long shot, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Like it probably wasn't last. I'm sure there were trailers after this that looked really good, and the gameplay didn't look as visually impressive,
All right.
but still
Now it
good.
starts up.
Yeah, now
So-
we're doing some gameplay shit.
So funny thing about early gameplay, quote-unquote demos, is the HUD always looks different. So I really like
Yeah.
the minimalist HUD in this game, which turns out to not at all be how the game looks in its final form. And there was a lot of
Yeah.
hubbub about like the way the game looked then
Hubbub.
compared to now, as far as like the rain effects and the code and a lot of like just random things on the ground and leaves. It's like none of that made it into the final game because they said it just couldn't handle
So,
it.
yeah, at this point in the trailer, though, we don't really know anything yet about how the game plays. Just that this main character has a phone.
Yes, and he has a trench coat.
Yeah.
But just even from like this early shot, it's very Grand
Yeah.
Theft Auto like about world building, where it's like look at all these people and look at them just like kind of interacting with the world.
Yeah.
It was really exciting, and now we're gonna get to the first part where it shows the bit of gameplay that made me really excited, which
Yeah.
was
I know.
like interesting stealth gameplay.
Like at this point, I was hoping for maybe like some interesting Deus Ex Human Revolution style, like multiple ways you can approach a stealth situation, and you don't have to fight if you don't want to. You can just sneak right in most of the time.
Yeah,
That's what I was kind of hoping when I saw this part of the trailer.
yeah. I just love how like quiet it is. Also, the first time I saw this, I was like, man, this is a cyberpunk game, isn't it? Because you have like crazy glitch guys, and then you have people wearing boxes on their heads with QR codes on them.
You wearing QR code boxes.
Like this definitely seemed like very like Neuromancer, Deus Ex, just like yeah, this is our dystopian future right here. It's all just
Yep.
weird advertisements, except like
And you notice that, and you see all these hack commands on the screen.
Yeah.
You thought, oh, this is going to be a cool game. It's going to be about hacking and
a lot of like
And a lot-
using puzzles to get around the environment.
yeah, like it was. I didn't expect. At this point, I was still like, I was hooked at like, this is going to be awesome. There's going to be all sorts of like stealth and hacking and multiple ways to approach situations.
Yeah,
Where the fuck you
I
been?
can't remember if I don't
leave
think
me
I
standing
played
here for
Human
45
Revolution at the
minutes in
time
this
fully, but
DeMarco
to
Park
some people it definitely
bullshit
seemed like
charity.
a sort of
I spent all
successor
afternoon
to
getting
that
her ready for
series.
it. She's
Of like,
spoiled.
yeah,
She's
you know,
she's
it's
perfect.
that kind of gameplay.
You done yet? This is another reason.
And
why
this is
we
when we
don't
first
hang
met Jordy. I didn't really like him in this initial reveal.
out. See, you, my friend, much like
And
this shit show.
I didn't really feel anything towards the main character because he looks just like every other fucking main character you've ever seen in a video game ever made ever.
Yeah, but at least as far as like this conversation is concerned, especially with the facial expressions, he actually does show some kind
Yeah.
of personality.
He seemed to have a bit of a glib. Seemed to have a bit of a glib to him in this demo though. It you do have
Yeah.
a point there.
Well, you know what? In that case, consider that a donation. So, you got a plan there, tough guy? Because tomorrow...
I want to say that the first time that I saw this, when I
using yourself.
saw him give him the gun like that, it almost gave me the impression that like this universe was like guns were outlawed or something, which again would further explain the idea of hacking your
Yeah.
way through things. Like it's like gunplay, like Sleeping Dogs or something, where it's like gunplay is like the other thing you do.
Good hunting.
It's like the main game is just hacking, which would be really interesting. And then yeah, this is a lot of sort of basic puzzle solving to figure out what to do.
Yeah, and this was again this cool thing where you're supposed to hack these guys to find out which one of them is the one that's spying on you. But you figure that in his club, one of them is spying on you, or at least
Yeah.
the demoer.
And the first time he pulls out his phone, you get to see like all this
Yeah,
oddly
and
sensitive
then we
information
see
about people.
Then we see all the factoids.
Joe, it's your guy. He's here. He's at your show.
What guy?
Aiden Pierce.
I see. He has some balls, doesn't he? You
I
make
didn't
sure
catch
he
that
stays
they
there. I
called
don't
him
want to
Aiden
leave
Pierce
him.
when I first saw this trailer. I
Drive
didn't
it
catch
over
that
now.
name.
No, I don't think I did either.
I've already got security on it. He's not going anywhere.
Now, I also want to say that the first time I saw this, although it seems so dumb,
Yeah,
in
you see all
retrospect,
these weird like facts about all the people here.
yeah. But I want to say that the first time I saw this, I actually thought the idea of looking at your phone as a way of stealth was kind of funny, like kind of funny social commentary. Of like, yeah, just look at your
Yeah.
phone and nobody will notice what you're doing. And the violence probability, I thought that was, again, the idea of like, violence is the last resort. Don't use violence in this game. Like, everything
this
about this
was- I
trailer
was
gave me
still,
the
like-
impression that violence was something that you had to avoid.
Yeah. And then we get to this part of the trailer.
Oh man, the rain, the lighting looks so good in the initial version.
Yeah, although you notice we went from daylight to water pouring in the span of a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, happens in Georgia.
Yeah,
That flash rains.
fuck Georgia.
Alright. And I love the
Oh,
little
yeah,
contextual,
this
like,
is the
bandana. Like, just when you pull out your phone, it's like the idea of, like, you, setting up, like, almost like Assassin's Creed style, like, set up, something.
Yeah, let's set up this really cool assassination using your hacking tools.
Yep, and I love how
And if you're smart,
the
you can
civilians
do it
come to help each
really
other
well.
out. Yeah, I just love the idea that the civilians, like, reacted to each other and were, like, dynamic enough to understand and help each other out.
And bullet time, which, of course, bullet time would be something. And I love this part where this guy in the trailer is about to save someone in a car from an accident that he himself caused.
Well, I mean, it gives you the impression that, you know, Aiden, or whatever his name was at the time that we didn't know, like, didn't want to hurt
Still
people. He's
Aiden
like, I just
Pierce,
want to get this guy, and everybody else I don't want to hurt. So it really gave you this impression
I
of,
missed
like...
that?
Huh?
I didn't hear that.
I said just that it gave you the impression that Aiden only wanted to hurt those he deemed necessary to kill. Like, he didn't want any
Yeah.
civilians hurt in this. He just wanted the one guy. Which again, further my idea that like violence was something that had to happen, but you tried to avoid.
Was something you were not supposed to take a part in. It was
Yeah.
a last resort.
So when it seems like
Almost Hitman-esque.
yeah, so when combat broke out, at least in this trailer, it was kind of like, oh, this must be like a really rare situation. It's like violence breaks out, and it's like, wow, I can't believe it came to this. Kind of like in Deus Ex.
Yeah,
or
at this
something.
point I was still hoping for a Deus Ex Hitman-esque style game.
DeMarco. This is suicide. You understand
Notice he
that?
doesn't have his raspy
Kill me,
voice yet
and you'll open
either.
a door you'll never close.
Yeah, I wonder if they changed voice actors in that. Or if they told him to...
Like he still
We're gonna
sounds
deliver
in
a
this trailer like a
message for
normal
me.
person.
He sounds way better in this, like 100 times better. Because he sounds what he looks
Yeah.
like.
No way.
And yeah, the way the gunshot rings out.
Yeah. And then you could use the hacking to help escape the authorities. Or, oh wait, this is the part where someone else...
Yeah, the part
And-
that never made it into the final game.
Yeah.
That'll be coming up in about a minute.
Which would have
but-
been... I was really interested in how they were going to do that, and I guess they never really did it.
Must have been like a, probably just a programming problem, just they couldn't figure out how to work it in.
I think they actually had multiplayer missions. It's just they didn't seem as cool as this trailer made them out to be.
No, there was multiplayer, but it wasn't in that world.
Yeah.
It was just like team deathmatch stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, this must not be the version that shows that guy. Weird. But there is a version of the
Chris Paul was
trailer.
in this trailer.
Nope. But yeah, there was a version of the trailer that basically pulled out to somebody using a sniper rifle and it had like a username above it, implying that there was some kind of dynamic co-op.
Yeah. Which would have been really interesting to see how they implemented.
Yeah. So, you know, back in 2012, initial impressions were very, very good, and expectations were pretty high for it.
Of course, as we were about to see, expectations and reality don't always line up.
Yes.
So join us for Spoiler Warning Season 3, Watch Dogs, coming to a YouTube near you.
Yes, we're now partnered with Spoiler Warning, Brandon. Can't even. How are we supposed to improve our hashtag
I'll get this
brand?
title right at some point in time.
Gotta improve our brand, man. Hashtag interactive friction.
We're interactive texture pop friction warning spoilers.
That's right. So we'll see you guys at the beginning of season 3 very soon.